Shalom Israel.
Khan.
First and foremost, we want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father in the name of His only begotten Son, call Allah, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Yashar Allah, who are the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to you sincere Akim out there spreading His truth and righteousness and sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe. To the house of David, to 144,000. The women and children consist of the 1/3. Most how willing is going to be edifying, through the spirit. We want to play this clip, and basically, bring out that the fact that there are going to be men of the Lord in the prison system, man.
That's right.
They're going to be bond men that are men of the Lord. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to play this clip.
First is the cleansing process. Badam Yahawasha Hamashiach, in the blood of Yahawasha, the Messiah. Badam Yahawasha Hamashiach, forgive us for our sins, Yahawasha. Yahawasha, I ask that you cleanse us from all unrighteousness, circumcise our hearts from all filth. Oh, renew our minds in your daily, Yahawasha. Thank you, Yahawasha, for cleansing us, and always help us to have a humble heart. Irata Yahweh, bless me Yahweh forever and ever. John 14:6, Yahweh said, "No man cometh unto the Father but through him."
You know what I'm saying? Through the Spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? That was beautiful, you know what I'm saying? Because
first is the cleansing.
They don't show this, you know what I'm saying? You don't see brothers that's in the prison system on YouTube.
God.
This is through the Spirit, man, that this came, and surfaced, this video surfaced, man. Came across this, man. But those are our brothers. And there's many other brothers in the prison systems, you know what I'm saying, that need prayer, that need our help too. You know what I'm saying? You can't forget about these brothers, man. I'm going to bring this first scripture out. This is Hebrews 13, verse 1. Let brotherly love continue.
God.
Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares. And it's spiritual too, because, around my way, a lot of times you may see somebody you never saw before in the city. And they'll be like, oh, I just came out of the, jail or whatnot. You think you can help me out? You know what I'm saying? On another note, side note, that could be an angel just to see if you want to help that brother out, man.
Right, if you're going to stand up for what you believe in, man, to say to you about your people. And here it is, you don't get no lower besides a homeless man or somebody, just living on the streets. You don't get no lower than a brother in prison, man. A lot of these brothers and a lot of women, there's a lot of women in the prison system that their families abandoned them, their wives abandoned them, their husbands abandoned them, their children. They ain't got nobody, you know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of them end up going back to prison, because they don't have nothing else. Okay.
Verse 3, Hebrews chapter 13, verse 3. Remember them that are in bonds, all right? What is bonds, man? Bonds is talking about captivity. Them that are in prison, prisoners, women, men, all right? It says, remember them that are in bonds as bond with them. So you supposed to be feeling the same way, feeling the same way that they feeling. You know what I'm saying? Be tied together through the Spirit, worrying about what they're going through, you know what I'm saying? Because that's a heavy, burden to be in that situation, man. If anybody been locked up, like a lot of time, that's 23 hours, man. Probably a little bit more than 23 hours the whole day. You just in a cell, man. With somebody else, like through the Spirit, that brother's blessed. You know what I'm saying? You got another brother that's
That's right.
That's praying in the truth with you, man.
What the scripture say, where there are 2 or 3 gathered in my name, there I am in the midst thereof, man.
Ooh, that's bad, brother.
You got these 2 brothers, they, God knows their position of what they did to get them there. But, they within the brotherhood, they got each other. They're bearing each other's burdens.
That's a beautiful thing. And that's the same thing we got to do outside of here, man. Because you got, all the crazy things that go on in the systems, man. People being, rejected for phone calls. You know what I'm saying? People that's take away their privileges. You know, the wickedness that they have. You know, they reprimand people by bringing them to the hole butt naked and shit like that, man. All kinds of crazy shit, man. You know, stabbings, killings, you know, rapings. You know what I'm saying? All kinds of crazy stuff that going on in the prison system, man. And you do got, you know what I'm saying, to have that faith, you gotta be strong, man. Withstanding from women, you know what I'm saying? That's you gotta have, you gotta remember them brothers, man, and pray for them brothers as well. It says, remember them that are in bonds as bond with them, and them which suffer adversity. You know, it is suffering adversity. You don't have your essentials. You don't have the things that you would have that you're not. You know, if you weren't locked up, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't do the things that you can do on the other side if you weren't locked up, man. It says, as being yourselves also in the body, because that's one body, man. You know, that's the lot of some men of the Lord. And, you know, I got a quick precept. Bring that precept out because, you know, they
bring it out, brother. I got it right here.
Oh, the Acts? Come, Bible shot.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 12. I'm going to start at 1, brother.
All right.
Just to give the backdrop. And it says, now about the time Herod the king stretched forth his hands to vex certain of the church, and he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword. Okay. And because he saw that it pleased the Jews, so when Herod, this Edomite that looked like a Jake, because, you know, his mother was a Jake, okay, and he killed certain members of the body, man, certain members of the church.
Come.
And it pleased the niggas to see a brother that was out there prophesying in the name of the Lord, a follower of Yahushua, a disciple of Yahushua, you know, that was condemning the Roman Empire, you know, that was condemning 2/3. It pleased 2/3 to see him die. So when Herod saw this is verse 3, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread. So this is during the time of the high holy days. And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison.
He was locked up, man. Man of the Lord in prison, man, in bond, going through heavy adversity.
And delivered him to the 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. You know, because they was going to make an example out of him in the public. Verse 5. Peter therefore was kept in prison, but prayer was made without ceasing of the church unto God for him.
That's right, man.
Can break it down.
And that's that one body, man, the church. You know, if one of us in prison, we all in prison, man.
That's right.
You know, we are literally in captivity in prison, but how much more an actual confinement, you know what I'm saying, in the actual, you know, prisons in a cell, man, being chained and shackled.
Hey, can I say this, brother? An example of what the brother just said, how, you know, because some people might hear that and be like, nah, you know, they got what they got, that's why they in there, you know what I'm saying? But you got to remember, like, when you look into the story of Job, when Job was lamenting, when Job was crying unto the Lord, you know, his friends came to come see him, man. And they sat down with him, and there was a period when they first got there that Job ain't say a word, and they ain't say a word neither. They just sat down next to him, and they took the burden on with him, man. They ain't even say a word to him. They just sat down and just, all right, fuck it, he gonna cry, we're gonna just sit here and cry with him, basically, man. You know? And they didn't say to each other, oh, damn, you know, Job, hey, that's his problem, you know? You know, hey, he might be 2/3, he might be a nigga. What if he's not? What if the Most High put him in a situation to test the brotherhood, to test the faith amongst the brothers, to test the faith amongst the so-called friends, to test the faith of family members, you know?
Hey,
go ahead.
The scripture also talks about suffer wrongfully.
Suffer wrongfully, that's
you know
right.
What I'm saying? And you got Jake out there that's wrongfully accused or held in prisons because they can't even post bail, man.
Man, yeah, matter of fact, I was just talking about that with my neighbor, man. You know, you have a lot of Commonwealth states where there is no bail, man. You get arrested, you ain't getting out until you see the judge. Some people won't see the judge for over a year in some states. Because the waiting line for courts be so long, because the prisons be so over, the jails, not the prisons, the jails be so overpopulated with people waiting to go to court, man.
Con.
Go ahead, brother.
And then, you know, you think about, you know, the story of Joseph. Joseph, you know, he got locked up too, man.
Hey, that's not what the scriptures say. When you read on in the book of Deuteronomy, you know, with that scripture that people misuse when it says do not abhor Edomite. When it's really saying do not abhor Assyrian. But it also talks about the Egyptians.
Con.
Later on in that same verse. And it says remember the Egyptians. Why? Because we were a
stranger,
in their land as well. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
right.
who are we to shit on people that's homeless, number one, right? When we were homeless, as Israel, for 40 years we lived in the deserts, man, before we got to the land of Canaan and made that our home. Even though it was promised, but for 40 years, we were a homeless nation. You know, when we were in prison, just like Joseph was in prison in Egypt, man. We were prisoners. So who are we to look at another brother that's being locked up like this devil? And we just read how Peter was locked up. We know John the Revelator was locked up. Shit, they came and took the Lord.
Yup.
You know? The Lord ain't do no time. He did time on earth for Israel, though, man. He ain't do no time at the hand of the Romans, but they put him to death. They took him straight to trial and to the execution. You know?
Even Daniel, man, they put him in the lion's den. He was locked up with lions.
Hey,
man.
Yo, and you know what, man? These American prisons, even though a lot of people might talk shit like, yo, ain't nothing like these other world prisons, man, these American prisons is like the lion den, man.
Yeah. Yup.
Some guys don't come back out as men.
Yup.
You know, some people don't come out alive. Some people come out completely changed. Come out monsters, man. Because they had to adapt and to live amongst monsters.
Some people can't, you know, function once they come out, and they go right back in, man.
That's right, King.
So that's more the reason, you know what I'm saying? We gotta be praying for each other, man.
That's right.
And that's what happened with Peter, man. And it said they pray without ceasing. They continue to pray for that brother. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you always gotta pray for brothers, man. All brothers. And regardless, hey, somebody may come in the system, a murderer, get the truth, and come out. You know what I'm saying?
That's right, King.
You know what I'm saying? Completely different. You know, repented from their ways.
That's right.
I've seen it happen, man. My own eyes. You know. Got 6.
Yeah, I got more, brother.
Con.
This is verse 6. And when Herod would have brought him forth, the same night Peter was sleeping between two soldiers, because that's how tight they had him, man. Herod was like, man, I'm gonna have my soldiers surround this dude. He ain't getting away. So he was sleeping in between two soldiers, bound with 2 chains, and the keepers before the door kept the prison. And behold, the angel of the Lord came upon him, and a light shined in the prison, and he smote Peter on the side. Like, yo, he hit him on the tap and said, arise up quickly. And the chains fell off from his hands.
That's spiritual, man. And that's the power of prayer. Imagine, you know, they said the church prayed for Peter, man. You know Peter was praying too.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Paul was in prison.
Yup.
And Paul said he was in constant prayer for the church.
And that's what people be like, yo, I know, you know, but what I want to change and I need help and this and that. Hey, did you try praying? You know?
Right.
Praying, fasting, and giving alms. You know, that all those 3 go good together, man. You got to be faithful, though. And you got to be faithful until what? You got to be faithful until death, man.
To death.
You don't know what's going to happen to you. Anything could have happened, you know what I'm saying? But in this case, the angels came and took the chains off him.
That's right, brother. And verse 8, and the angel said unto him, gird thyself and bind on thy sandals. And so he did, and he saith unto him, cast a garment about thee and follow me. And when he went out and followed him, and was not that it was true which was done by the angel, but he saw a vision.
Yeah.
You know, and basically that was the point, you know, that Peter was in prison. Go ahead, brother.
Nah, that's right.
Yeah, I got something else, King.
Go ahead, brother. Bring your scripture.
Yeah, and we can wrap it up with this one.
Come.
There's a beautiful scripture, man, because it lines up perfectly with the video that we're seeing. And the beautiful thing about this video, man, is these brothers are saying the name of Yahweh Shai.
Come.
I mean, That's how you know we almost out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been saying this to brothers for a long time. You got brothers in the prison systems, man. Deep in the prison systems, you know, and we've been blessed to see the actual evidence of it, man.
And I will say this again. It's power in that name, man.
That's right. There's power in that name,
That's why
brother.
certain camp, they don't want to say the name. It's power in that name, man.
That's right, King. So I'm going to start. This is the book of Psalm 79. And I'm going to start at verse 9. Help us. This is Israel speaking. Us is Israel. Help us, O God of our salvation, for the glory of thy name. Is thy name. And deliver us and purge away our sins for thy name's sake. You know, put on us beautiful garments on us. It's not talking about the physical garments, okay? It's like the beautiful garments that we had when the Lord first created us, before we went off during the time of Adam and Eve. Because right now we're naked, man. As a nation, we're naked. And in verse 10, it says, wherefore shall the heathen say, where is their God? Let him be known among the heathen in our sight by the revenging of the blood of thy servants which is shed. So these heathens are being proud, saying, where's their God? Look how many of these niggas we got locked up in this prison. Look how many of these Latinos we got locked up in this prison. They making money for us. We got them working for 10 cents a day. They making food that we ship out to our school systems. Look at this devil, man. Get off the screen, man. Anyway, Salaki for that. And it's, basically verse 10 is saying how the heathen are being proud in the shedding of our blood and mocking our power, saying that basically, where is he? Right? So verse 11 goes on and says, let the sighing of the prisoner come before thee. Let the sign of the brothers is locked up, the sisters is locked up, come before the Lord. According to the greatness of thy power, preserve thou those that are appointed to die. Verse 12, and render unto our neighbors, these heathens, sevenfold into their bosom their reproach, wherewith they have reproached thee, O Lord. You know, so the Lord is hearing the sighing and the cries of the prisoners, man. And it says, verse 13, so we thy people and sheep of thy pasture will give thee thanks forever, Yahweh Yahweh. We will show forth thy praise to all generations. Go ahead, brother.
I mean, that being said, I want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father in the name of His only begotten Son, called Haloyam, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Yasha Allah, who are the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, sincere Akim out there spreading His truth and righteousness and sincerity. Alright, Shalom.